change your associations. Change your associations. There's no way we can continue to tell you about confidence and you continue surrounding yourself with people who are negative, with people who look down upon you. If you're on your journey towards your destiny, you are a marked individual. Conspiracies will rise against you. You'll have enemies, including your own siblings, like the story of Joseph and his brothers. When you have a destiny to fulfill, you'll have enemies. When no one hates you, just maybe you're not very gifted. Just maybe you have no destiny to fulfill. When you're doing nothing, no one is going to mess you up. But guess what? They may be your enemies, but you're not their enemy. You see? What I think about you, that's my choice. What you think about me, that's your choice. And I have no control over it. So I can say I have no enemies, but I cannot say whether there are no people who hate me. You see, today, the 7th day of the 10th month of the year of our Lord 2016, I am part of your story. You're the main character, the script writer, and the director of your show. For the overwhelming majority of you, no doubt in my heart, we are going to meet over and over again. But it's possible there is someone hearing my voice tonight that the only role I was supposed to play in your life was this message and this message alone. So take this home. Maybe I was brought for only this role, and my role in your stage of life is over. Sooner than later, like everyone else, the curtains will close down on you. How many people will you have allowed to play on your stage? Learn when somebody's role in your life is over. Learn when somebody's season in your life is over. And learn to let go. And learn to release them. That doesn't mean they're bad people. Absolutely not. It means you are opening a new season. It means you're welcoming new actors in your life. They're valuable people in the sight of God. They're valuable people to their families, but they may no longer be valuable to your life cause. Let them go. Never again walk with people who judge you after your history. Walk with people who judge you after your destiny. Walk with people who believe in your greatness. Often than not, people you grew up with in primary school, in high school, in college, may doubt your capabilities, may doubt your gifting. Be bold enough to review associations periodically. I put it to you tonight, your level of association will determine your destiny. If I check your income right now, the odds are high. It is within a 10% range from your 3 best friends. If I pick your 3 best friends and we look at the average income, you're within the same income bracket. Because you can perform in a manner that is inconsistent with your level of association. If I pick your phone after this meeting, and I just check the last 2 days, who did you make the longest call to? Who is this person you make a call until you run out of airtime? You have made Safaricom a multi-billion organization because of an individual. Are you living together or are you dying together? Every so often, be bold enough to move. I know some of you cannot leave the friendships you have. I know that for a fact. You're not bold enough. Unless you do it physically. You relocate physically, literally, to another estate. That is the only time you will stop going to the local pub. Please, for your sake, do it. Because you'll not move to the next level unless you challenge your associations. I normally teach a rule I call that 300%. That 300% should be people beneath you, people you're mentally and coaching, raising up, so that you're not selfish, you're giving back to the community for which you're part of. That 300% should be your buddies, your accountability partners, people at your level, but people who are positive, people who are growing with you. I have Erastus with me. I have Dennis with me. These are my that 300% people who are growing together with me. Then that 300% should be people way ahead of you who challenge your comfort zone, where you also are being mentored. You are being challenged. You're going to the next level. Step number 7, and the last one. Connect with God. Connect with God. A lot of people love you because. A lot of people love you because you're beautiful. Regrettably, beauty fades away. A lot of people love you because you provide to them. Unfortunately, your income can collapse. The Lord forbid, you can be incapacitated tomorrow and you're unable to provide to them. Some people love you because they think you're going to consider them during promotions. But I know someone who doesn't love you because. I know someone whose love is unconditional. I know someone whose love for you is boundless. I know someone whose love for you is ceaseless, whose love for you is infinite, whose love for you is unrelenting, whose love for you is indescribable, whose love for you is infinite. I know his name. His name is Jesus. There's no amount of motivation I can do tonight that can heal the brokenhearted. Only God, the emotional healer, can restore you to your rightful status. You ain't waiting on God. God's waiting on you. I know you have heard it said in the past that the voice of the masses is the voice of God. Nothing could be further from the truth. God doesn't work through a committee. God works through an obedient individual. His promises hinge on your obedience. Your faith in God arrests divine attention. You've got to learn to trust him one day at a time. He holds your future. You don't hold it. Does this message I'm presenting to you tonight work for anyone? Several years ago, I shared these thoughts in a high school setup. I contextualized the message in a high school setup. Years later, I received a phone call from a girl by the name Leah. I have the absolute permission from the owner of the story. And she told me I was in Form 4 in that year 2004 when you spoke to us. I was a perpetual failure. I even suspect my parents named Leah after the woman that Jacob the patriarch rejected. I had no hope for my KCSE. But I sat there, you painted a story based on Lion King of little Simba who looked down upon himself while in exile. Most of you are familiar with the movie. And at some point he was sipping some water in a river. And not knowing it was his own reflection, he thought he was seeing his father. And he began to hear the voice of greatness calling him back to himself. And he began opening my eyes to see who I was. And then you quoted St. Augustine, who in 399 AD said, and I quote, "Man travels thousands of miles away to gaze at the broad expanse of the ocean. He looks with awe at the heavens above. He stares at the mountains, monuments, rivers, streams, the grandeur of the Lord, the wonderful wildlife, the beauty of the sunset, the incredible heavenly bodies, the magnificent universe. And then he passes himself by without a thought, God's most amazing creation. And sir, when you spoke those words, they pricked my heart. My eyes were opened. There are only 2 terms to my final exam. You boosted my self-image. I went back to high school to look for your phone number. And now I'm telling you, I'm a second-year student doing biochemistry at Moore University. Many years, thank you so much. Many years have since passed. And as I speak to you today, Leah is working in one of the multinationals pharmaceutical industries. She's happily married to her husband, a lawyer. She even decided to change her name to Zawadi, Kiswahili for gift. She believed the message you're hearing, and her life took a different turn. Will you buy what I'm sharing with you tonight? I came across something written by U.S. Federal Commission entitled Stolen Identity. And they gave a piece of advice in 5 segments on what to do with stolen identity. Number 1, recognize your identity is stolen. Number 2, alert whoever you can on your stolen identity. Number 3, take charge. Change names if you can. Number 4, change your passwords. And number 5, recognize it can happen again. Stay alert. I ask you today, is your identity stolen? Are you wearing a foreign price tag? Someone entered a supermarket and decided to exchange the price of commodities. He took the price tag of sugar and put it on a mattress. He took the price tag of TV and put it on salt. And then the one on motorbike, he decided to exchange it with the one on tea leaves. The following morning, for almost 4 good hours, people bought expensive things underpriced before the eyes of the cashiers were opened. And they realized that the fellow who exchanged the price tags was smarter than the average robber who comes with a gun. Ask your neighbor, has somebody exchanged your price tag? Are you having your true value? Or are you living a foreign value? A value given by the enemy? I'll close with the words of Dr. Joseph Suzu, entitled Unsung Heroes. Let it never be forgotten that glamour is not greatness. Applause is not fame. Prominence is not eminence. The man of the hour is not apt to be the man of the ages. A stone may sparkle, but that does not make it diamond. A man may have money, but that does not make him a success. It is what the unimportant do that really count and determine the course of history. The greatest forces in the universe are never spectacular. Some showers are more effective than hurricane, but they get no publicity. The world will soon die, but for the fidelity, consecration, loyalty of those whose names are unsung and unheard. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.